I would have 22 egg whites a day,
Yeah,
zero carbs,
olive oil.
three cardio sessions a day. You can't be afraid of pushing hard if it's what's needed to get in shape. It's about the end product,
Yeah, yeah.
but I have to dig very deep.
Welcome back, everybody, to the EMP podcast. I did say that I was going to get some special guests on my podcast, not to be able to interview them because I don't like that. I find it really boring listening to someone have an interview, but to get people on that are inspiring, more so to me than anything, because I want to feel passionate about the episodes that get put out. And obviously, we all know the person that is sat next to me. Well, not sat next to me, but very much far away from me, sat next to me, is my best friend and the 2025 Miss Figure Olympia. I'm pretending that I'm still in the audience. However, the one thing that we must talk about first is your victory speech, Rhea.
Megan, listen. You know, as well as I know, I struggle to speak on a microphone. I compete in front of tens of thousands of people, millions of people. If I have to speak, but it's something I'm going to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to say thank you to everybody. There's no reason thank you to everybody. But you know, when Jim Mannion's that front row, all the judges, and you just go, thanks to everybody. I was laughing inside. Guys, if you didn't know, I went to watch the Olympia this year. This would be my third time going. First time we came to watch you in 2022.
Yes.
Did you come seventh that year?
That 2022 was 12th.
Yeah. And then I didn't come in 2023. Competed with you in 2024.
Yes.
That's where you came fifth.
Fifth, yes.
And then obviously I only came to watch this year and you won.
I did.
I didn't expect, well, not that I didn't expect myself to get emotional, but you know, you also know me in that
Yes.
I'm not very emotional.
Yes.
Not that I'm a stone heart. I would say that we're very different in the sense that you are emotional in some ways, but definitely not in others.
Yes.
Whereas I'm the opposite of it. So the fact that I got emotional, I was actually quite surprised. I couldn't even cheer because I was really choking up. Everybody
Oh.
to me saying, congratulations, she looked amazing. I was like, honest, just phenomenal.
Oh. Yeah.
What did you do to celebrate, Rhea? How did it feel? Like, how did it, you know, when they actually asked you, or sorry, they announced, and you,
Yeah.
because we knew the longest reign that has been in figure history was Sydney, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
You got 7 or 8.
8.
8.
Yeah.
And then following on from that, we knew that Jessica Padilla would have probably expected for herself to get the second place. And you've come from fifth all the way up to first.
Yes.
Not reclaim, to claim the title off the back of someone who'd gotten it for so long. Like, you are the new standard of figure.
It still feels crazy to me. I know we're like coming up to 4 weeks post Olympia, but it's like all of those years of hard work, it's like the goal has been achieved.
Yeah.
And I feel like the moment when they announced my name, I was like, what the heck has just happened? Because it's always been goal, especially this year. Like Cooper and I would talk about it. If anything, he told me like this can be the year you do it.
Mhm.
And it was like the first year that it's been, I even spoke to you and you were like, Rhea, I can see it happening. And it was, okay, maybe people don't just say it for the sake of saying it, but
Well, I
it's,
think some people would, yeah.
yeah,
But I think the people that are in your corner,
yes, yes,
Zach, your partner, he would not
yeah,
say it if it wasn't true.
right.
I wouldn't say if I didn't think it, because I've said that I believe that you can do it in the future, but I've
Mhm.
never said it to you before that I think this year you can make it
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
I've
yeah,
never sugarcoated anything. Kuba
yeah,
definitely doesn't sugarcoat anything.
definitely, definitely not.
So I think that where your physique was, the trajectory of your physique over the past few years, and how
Mhm,
you built the mass, and then being
mhm,
able to tweak the mass,
mhm,
and how you'd be able to, essentially fine tune it. It was just
mhm,
all coming together, wasn't it?
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
alongside obviously the mindset. When it comes to your confidence, are you someone who's been a confident person for your life? Do you find that there's been any change in the last few years to that? And what would you say the reason for you actually seeing any change, if there has been any, positive or negative, and why?
So I would say throughout life and my sporting career with like diving and bodybuilding, I would say confidence hasn't always been a strong suit of mine. I've always kind of doubted my own capability.
Yeah,
And even when my nearest and dearest like tell me like this is what you can do, there's always like a shadow of doubt. It's like but it's me. But it's like there's always a but when
mhm,
I'm talking about myself or what I can and want to do.
yeah,
But I do think this year has been the first kind of year that I've kind of stepped into believing in myself. And I know it probably shouldn't have taken like winning the Olympia to be like, oh, actually, Rhea, you can like you can do it because I've obviously had goals throughout the journey that I've like hit and like proved to myself that I can, but it's never been enough for me to be like, you know what, here I am. But this is really, you've just won the title that there's many people that have been trying for years and haven't. So you've proved to yourself that you can.
yeah. Yeah, no, I get that totally. And that also comes down to, if we break that back a little bit, it's not
Mm-hmm.
been an overnight success. I
No.
think often, people will see the fact over the last couple of years you've done quite well. The
Mhm,
fifth place finish, the first place finish, the seventh
mhm,
place finish, like being in the top 10 at the Olympia is
mhm,
top echelon of
yeah,
elite of elite. People
mhm,
talk about getting pro cards and that it's
mhm,
easier to get a pro card now, etc. It doesn't really matter. If you
mhm,
want to be a good pro and you want to develop over time,
mhm,
you are if you are going to get to the top, you're going to get to the top. Like as if you work hard, if you have, I guess, a specific amount of genetic potential, and as long as you capitalize on it, because it doesn't matter if you don't capitalize on it, someone that's not will overshoot you. Like
absolutely.
not giving up ever. And do you want to give us a little bit of a breakdown of your Olympia journey? Or you can obviously touch on it a little bit before if you'd like to. I know that you've probably gone into that a lot with other podcasts, but what has been your Olympia journey? Like, how long has that been from even start to end with that? And then a little bit before that.
Mhm. So, first Olympia was 2019, and that was the first Olympia that I qualified on points. And I want to say that was like the first pro season I'd had because I turned pro in 2018. And it was like, do you know what? I love competing, hence why I'm still doing it to this day. But I was like, I just want to go to the States and run shows. I think I done 6 shows.
Yeah, yeah. Is that the
I
year that
done
you did a New York Pro?
Yes, I done
Yeah,
New York, then Puerto Rico, then Toronto,
yeah,
came back to the UK, and then done Chicago and Norfolk.
yeah.
got the points for the Olympia, and then done the Olympia that year.
Yeah.
And I think I came 13th at 2019 Olympia.
Mm.
And then 2020 was COVID year. I done the Arnold's.
Yeah.
And then we didn't know what shows there would be, and we done Europa.
Europa, yeah.
That was my first pro win, and my first win going into an Olympia,
Yeah.
where I came ninth. So that was my first top 10 finish.
Yeah.
And then 2021, I done two shows that year. I done the Europa in Orlando, where I came second to Jess.
Yeah.
And then the week later, I went to Portugal and won Portugal and got that Olympia qualification. That Olympia was probably the worst. I would say I'm always very grateful for qualifying for the Olympia. And I always want to have a great experience no matter the placing, because again, it's an Olympia qualification. Mm-hmm. But it was the worst kind of mindset prep I'd had. I felt very displaced. Mm-hmm. It was still when we couldn't travel directly to the States. So I was in Dubai for 2 weeks, feeling very, very lost.
Got yourself a little nut allergy on the plane on the way to the Olympia.
I did. I looked like Hitch on the plane. There was just so much going on. And I was like, do you know what? At the end of the day, it's still the Olympia. I got third call out, so I was in that 16th.
Yeah.
But
get praised.
Yeah, it didn't break my spirit. I was just like, something needs to change.
Yeah.
And that change came in the form of Cuba, literally after prejudging. Because I talk to Meg every show. It's been like a ritual.
All day.
Yeah. It's been like a ritual. And I remember like FaceTimed, and Cooper was like, I know you like structure. He literally like sent me a plan. He was like, you don't need to follow it, but I know that you just need something. And I was like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
So the goal was to kind of pick myself back up from there, go into 2022 with a change. 2022, I done 2 shows, Sasquatch and San Antonio, which was 2 wins, which kind of felt good to know that my last placing at the Olympia didn't affect the progress.
Yeah.
Or trajectory.
Yeah. You get worried that people are going to have a little bit of a sour taste in terms of judgment.
Yeah. Yes. And then going into 2022 Olympia, that was where we came 12th. And it was like, okay, now the climb.
Stepping stone again.
Yes. Yeah. And it was at that Olympia that Tyler said, everything has come up. Yeah, let's flip that around. Let's get that upper body density down in the legs and streamline that up. And then 2023, I done San Antonio again. I remember I came second to Nicole Zenobia Graham. Yeah. And I was like, do you know what? She's a top 5 Olympian.
She's great.
Want to be compared. Absolutely want to be compared. So happy with that, happy with the improvements. And then the following week went to Arizona for Rising Phoenix, got my qualification at the 2023 Olympia. We then went from 12th to 7th.
Big step.
Big step. I was like, okay. And that's when Kuba was like, listen, we can be top 5.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And I remember the week after the Olympia, we done Texas State, where top 2 call out was Jess and I. So we really kind of got that comparison. And I was like, okay, let's do this. And then 2024.
But you should have won, but we'll stay with the politics on this podcast.
2024, we had a really good off season, really focusing on gaining that balance. And that's been the goal year upon year. We were going to shoot for Texas Pro. There was a lot that happened in 2024 with losing my stepdad. That was quite literally like at the beginning-ish of prep. And I was at a crossroad of, do I push through or do I just take the time, maybe go back to the UK, be with family. But anybody that knew David knew how much he loved every single thing that I'd done to do with sport, whether it was diving, he'd be there. Bodybuilding, he'd be there. So it was one that I was like, he wouldn't want me to not continue.
No, and I was obviously going to have that as a little question at some point.
Mhm.
So let's just go into it now, and then you can
Mhm.
carry on your journey
Mhm.
because it's just a natural formation.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was quite sudden. He'd been getting sick for a very long time that we knew
Yes.
that, especially when we saw him at the Olympia in 2022.
Two. Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
see obviously his decline.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a lot of people, we all go through very difficult
Mhm.
times,
Mhm.
whether that be losing a loved one or other
Mhm.
things that happen,
Mhm.
because we know that life does, it's here to test us, and
Mhm.
it's happened as we do get older.
Mhm.
A lot of people would have been put down by that,
Mhm.
shown a lot of emotion, not in a negative way, but just
Mhm.
probably let it derail them, stop them from pushing forwards. Apart from obviously the fact that David would have really wanted you
Mhm.
to push on, and I can
Mhm.
only imagine maybe that's why he did get a little bit emotional at the Olympia because I knew
Mhm.
how emotional and I knew how proud. I could get really sad right now.
Mhm.
I know how proud he would have been
Yeah.
of you achieving what you did, and
Yeah.
obviously Dad and
Yeah.
Mum both were as well. They were
Mhm.
absolutely ecstatic and crying, and God, there was all sorts going off. But what what was the mindset for you to overcome that adversity that potentially other people could hold on to and know
Mhm.
that not every day is going to be your best day. You're not going
Mhm.
to have it all of your ducks in a row when it comes to
Mhm.
prep sometimes. And what allowed for you to still keep that mindset, but not just do prep, but
Mhm.
then achieve your best placing later on that year.
Yeah. I think it was one of, again, I knew what my goal was. David was also one that told me like he could see me at the top. And he would always say to me, if not you, then who? And that's something that like carries me through. Like even this year's Olympia, like I kept saying it to myself backstage, like, if not you, then who? And it's again helped with my confidence of like, really, you can, like just say it to yourself, you can. Um, but I think a big push was I struggle, as you know, even through university, like I can completely close off
Yeah,
and fall off the deep end mentally.
yeah, I knew. Lockdown.
Yeah, Australia 2020.
Yeah,
Megan had to send a search party for me
yeah.
because I've definitely got a lot better with
Didn't
it,
speak to me for
but
2 days and I
do.
was wondering what was going on. If people don't actually know, me and Rhea have been friends for 16 years now.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
I
a
think,
very long time.
yeah, very long time. But
Very,
not
very
just
long
friends,
time.
family knew each
Mhm.
other. If I needed anything and I was in London, Rhea's family would be there.
Mhm.
It's more like a sister than a friend.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
carry on, please.
So I knew that I didn't want to get back into that place. And I think the support system that I had with you, Zach, Kuba, also being strong for my mum, being so far away as well, and knowing, because I was like, I can come home.
Yeah,
And she was like, David didn't want you to come home. He
yeah,
wanted you to push through and do prep because he knew that this could be a great year. So I think a lot of different variables went into staying strong and pushing on. And prep kind of gave me a focus outside of grief.
yeah.
It was okay, wake up, cardio, food, train, bed. Like it was kept me in routine. I think if I stepped away from that, I would have ended up a lot worse mentally.
Yeah. I have a question about that actually.
Mhm. Mhm.
Obviously, people have sometimes negative opinions about bodybuilding.
Mhm.
And from a vanity perspective, I guess, because they just see it as someone in their pants on a stage or
Mhm.
anything else that they think about it. But
Mhm.
if it was, someone who was going into the FIFA World Cup,
Mhm.
a footballer, and that had happened to them, they'd be so like, yeah, go
Mhm.
and do that and be that strong person for your family, and
Mhm.
you're earning your living, that's what you're doing. I don't think
Mhm.
people have that opinion of bodybuilding. I think that they see it as, oh, it's just a prep.
Yeah.
It's just a competition. Like they
Yeah.
don't realize that like the prize money for you, and especially from this Olympia that we'll get on to in a moment, like
Mhm.
that is your job.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
like it is your duty
Mhm.
to compete. And I don't
Mhm.
think that people realize that unless they're in that close knit and realize that bodybuilding is that, even though
Mhm.
it's a bit vain on the
Right.
surface,
Right.
that you treat it like a career, in that when things happen, you use all of your might to make sure that everything with your life can keep on pushing and make the people that have potentially gone very
Yeah.
proud.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a big driving force. I know like it can be but it's just bodybuilding, but there's a lot of
Dieting,
reasons as to why people do it, not just for a prize or whatever. A lot of it is
yeah,
a mental thing. It keeps routine in life. It keeps, it's definitely done a lot for me.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are very. I couldn't imagine you not being a bodybuilder. You'll always be a bodybuilder,
Mhm. Mhm.
but I think that there's a lot of times in the last 10 years that could have tested you to
Mhm.
just be a very low person. And I think bodybuilding's brought you up in terms of sanity.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
Yeah, which is a
Literally.
good thing. But yeah, when it comes to obviously everything that happened with David,
Mhm.
that following year you went on to get your best place in at the Olympia
I
at that point.
did. Yes. At that point was Olympia was October 2024. Got a top five, finished fifth. And in my little book from like 2019, I was like, I'd love to be in the top five. So that was like such a big
Tick.
goal to have hit, to being in the top five. And I remember that's when Kuba was like, yeah, we could win this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
And I
I was
know
like,
that people probably sat there thinking, yes, maybe, but I've just come fifth. I probably need to crack a top three. Because
yeah.
you probably looked at people like Jess, like Lola, etc.
Mhm.
Thought,
Mhm.
not there yet,
Mhm.
but you
Do
were.
you- and that's literally it. And I think for me, even though it's been seven Olympias, counting this most recent Olympia, I still feel like I was on the journey.
Yeah.
And like, I've never been one that wants instant gratification. I don't mind grafting for an ultimate goal. So I think coming fifth, I was like, you know what, I'd love to next year crack a top three
Yeah.
or even fourth, just like improvements, moving up.
Yeah.
And I've never beaten Jess.
It's like earning the right, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
People
yeah.
don't think about it that way, but even when it comes to if you are a first timer and you're
Mhm.
wanting to compete, you need to earn the right to prep. You need to
Mhm.
earn the right with learning to diet, learning to do
Mhm.
an off season, learning
Mhm.
to understand what a routine is before you
Mhm.
think about doing a prep. So it's
Mhm.
very much the same as you build up the ranks. Carry on with
Yes.
what you were saying about Jess.
So I'd never beaten Jess. I've only ever stood next to her. Again, major respect for her because she is
She's a
at the
phenomenal
time was
wrestler.
top two 3 years in a row. She's Masters Olympia champion twice. So she has earned the right to kind of be the predecessor to the title when Sid announced her
If we
retirement.
do go on to that slightly,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
if she wouldn't have brought a really big hard look to the stage this
Mhm.
year, I
Mhm.
actually think
Mhm.
that she could have done really well.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what the thought process was, if
Mhm.
that's the look that she loves, which is fair enough. I
Yeah.
don't really know what the thought process was that she
Mhm.
thought that the look was going to be different.
Yeah.
Um,
I think a big portion in the figure division once Sid had retired was that the standard was going to change.
that makes no sense.
No, no,
No.
no. So I
I
think
actually
that
want
was a
to ask
big,
your opinion. as
hmm
Miss Olympia. What do you
hmm
think about figure? What do you think figure is? Like the physique, what would you explain it to be? I'm sorry, I'm putting you right on the spot. I am sorry. I've gone off my tangent. I've the script's in the bin.
It's gone. It's so figure for if I put for me figure on paper
Yeah, I want to
is
know what you think.
symmetry,
Yep,
femininity,
yep,
softness to a physique,
yep,
but still having that density, shape, structure.
yep,
And also that goes with the posing as well.
yep,
Now, I do also love a muscular physique,
yep,
but figure has moved from that throughout the years.
yep,
And even looking at Sid's reign
yep,
of 8 years, she's had different physiques
yep,
throughout
yep.
until I want to say like the last 4 or 5, she
Mm,
really streamlined everything.
yeah,
And I feel like people are like, oh, okay, I'm going to kind of jump around to this of like, okay, this year's Olympia, Lola and I.
yep.
And I shouldn't have fed into the comments.
Oh, oh yeah, I know. I got involved.
But it was like people wanted Lola to win because she was more muscular than me, harder than me.
She wasn't in person.
And it
I was
was
that front row. She wasn't.
it was
No,
one that at the
no,
end of the
no,
day,
knock on her. I think she's
yeah,
phenomenal, and I think that
same,
she's a great
same,
competitor. And
same.
anybody that gets to the Olympia, like you've got to
Mhm,
take your hat off to them. You can put them down all you want. I'm not putting anyone
mhm,
down. I think she's
mhm,
phenomenal, but
mhm,
like muscularity wise, you were far bigger. Even
mhm.
Milot Sarchev posted about Rhea. Jay Cutler did. I was there like, whoa, they don't know we post about anybody, especially females. Let's go.
But it was, I did see comments of like my upper body, for example. She was like, oh, like she doesn't have much muscle there. And I was like, if you follow the journey of how we've streamlined to fit the criteria,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah, the thing is, they did work you a lot ish,
Yes.
but from where you were placed in prejudging and in finals, and the fact that there wasn't any movement of you,
Yeah.
like like I knew from prejudging that that was a done deal, and that's
Yeah.
because I know I've been to a few shows.
Mhm. Yeah.
You can always just tell, and
Mhm.
I know I'm your best friend, and
Mhm.
I would never have, what's the word? I would never be biased in
Mhm.
the sense of if I thought someone was better. I remember
Mhm.
texting saying, "What do you think?" And I was like, "She's
Mhm.
won." Like, if
Mhm.
she doesn't win, then there's something the matter.
Mhm.
And I think Lola's great, but I actually
Mhm.
think that she looked a little bit
Mhm.
under muscled
Mhm.
compared to usual at the
Mhm.
Olympia.
Yeah, she has such a good physique that holds good muscle, and I think because they were trying to streamline figure
Yeah,
post Sid.
yeah. She didn't really know what to do with it as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, who knows? She might come back and
Mhm.
be like 50 million times better than what she
Yeah,
was. You never know,
yeah,
do you? That's why you
yeah.
can't let your foot off your gas any time. There's always
Absolutely,
someone
absolutely.
nipping at the heels, and she's
Mhm.
phenomenal. But
Absolutely.
you were you were the winner with,
Mhm.
bigger and at
Mhm.
times in different places,
Mhm.
it being awarded for a little bit of a bigger physique.
Yes.
What's your opinions?
It's tough because I fully understand that the judges can only judge what turns up and what is in front of them.
Good.
So obviously there is a standard, there's a criteria, but if everybody is showing up big, then someone in that big lineup
It's good.
needs to win, is going to win. But I do find that if you do watch the Olympia, the bigger, harder physiques aren't always in that upper
Yeah, I agree. I
call out.
agree. I'm with you completely. I think that people get very confused,
Mhm.
aggy, I guess is the word,
Mhm.
around the fact that there's some girls that are bigger and then they get a little
Mhm.
bit confused as to why they don't do very well at the Olympia.
Mhm.
If you're
Mhm.
at your competition and you are just the best of that criteria, even if you
Mhm.
do have more muscle, you're going to win.
Mhm.
If you then go to the Olympia and you've got girls that are just as good, if not better, and they
Mhm.
are more figure-esque in what the judges
Mhm.
want,
Mhm.
on the upper, well,
Mhm.
more petite on the upper,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
completely striated from top to
yeah,
bottom, but
yeah.
separated in most
Great.
places, then they are going to win. I learned that the hard way, and I took it on my chin. Many people don't take it on their chin. In that I was told I was too big. And if you saw me in person, I'm not. Just when I
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
unfortunately, that's just
yeah.
my structure. But I do think that people get a little bit confused as to why
Mhm.
physiques do well somewhere and then somewhere not. Essentially,
Mhm.
it's what turns up on the day. If you were
Absolutely.
to go to every competition, regardless of who was in the lineup, you'd win
Mhm.
because you
Mhm.
are the standard.
Mhm.
So I think that people, if you do get confused about figure and what it is, etc., don't look at every pro show, don't look at every amateur show, just look at the Olympia because that is
Mhm.
what you're trying to aim to be.
Mhm.
And you have to be your version of that. And
Yeah.
that's how you're going to end up being the best. And when you do get to that level of the Olympia, much like I saw, even if you are your best, if somebody's got them beautiful insertions and
Mhm.
like just that next level of physique that's just goddess like honestly I remember standing backstage next to you in Sydney in 2024 and just
Mhm.
looking at you both thinking bloody Nora. I was like, wow, that's just. I remember speaking to Cooper afterwards. He was like, how did you feel? He was like, because you knew me, I'm very chilled on Shirley. I'm not really that bothered. No, that sounds awful. I'm just chilled. Like
Yeah,
I'm not intense.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
like, was everybody nice backstage? I was like, yeah, like everybody was like keeping themselves to themselves. It is what it is.
Mhm.
I was like, but like just watching them. He was like, what is you mean? I was like, oh, I was just watching them all, just looking at their muscles. He was like, you're a muscle worshiper. I was like, no, honestly, I was like, there's an, a physique that you've built, and then
Mhm.
there's a physique that someone's worked incredibly hard to build, but they're just like sculpted by
Mhm.
God.
Mhm.
And you two girls are just sculpted by the gods. You are, honest.
So funny. You are so funny.
But yeah, I think you've got beautiful, beautiful physique. I've always thought you've got beautiful physique.
Mhm.
I'm
Thank
really
you.
glad that those legs are just there now.
Yeah. They've been my biggest insecurity.
Honestly,
Literally.
I remember you putting the picture on of you just stood there in the mirror, and I can tell when you're flexing and when you're not.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I just looked at him and I just thought, fuck, people need to like be really scared. No, I don't know if figure competitors get like that. It's not really like men's bodybuilding, is it? But like, and it is competitive. Like, it's a
Yeah.
competition at the end of the day. But like, yeah, I was like, whoa, that's a locked in set of wheels. That's serious. They are. They're serious. They're
Thank
really good. Um, to end it, obviously,
you.
2025 won the Olympia.
Mhm.
A
Yes.
huge tick in the box.
Yes.
To get in shape and for your personal journey of being able
Mhm.
to get into shape, that I
Mhm.
think people on a level of maybe at amateur level or coming up through
Mhm.
the ranks as a pro, I
Mhm.
think that people get disheartened by the fact that they have to push hard, that they have to work really hard, and they think that as they get further on in their journey, that maybe they don't need to try as hard, and they get a bit disheartened about the fact that they have to, and that it feels hard, and that it's really difficult in a prep. To get to the Olympia, to win your pro show, and to look the way that you do, how hard do you have to push? What are your diets like? And this goes truthfully.
Yes. Hard. I my mindset is always needs must.
Yeah.
Like whatever needs to be done will be done. So I cardio up to 50 minutes, cardio on leg days. If it needs to be done, it's done. Diet, rest days got down to not necessarily knowing my macros. It's on my sheets, but if I go by carbs, there was one meal with carbs in it on my rest day. And I think it was 50 grams of baby rice. Then if I sneezed, I would lose it all. So, yes, training day got to carbs just around my workout. So
That's a good do for you.
I
I remember when it was zero carb on a
well,
gym
yeah,
prior to Cuba.
yeah. Prior to Cuba, I would have 22 egg whites a day,
Yeah,
zero carbs,
olive oil.
3 cardio sessions a day.
So
But
you have to try out.
yeah, all part of the journey.
Yeah.
But you can't be afraid of pushing hard if it's what's needed to get in shape.
Yeah.
And it's not a competition of who can do less to get in shape if you need to
Or
push.
more. But
Or more. Exactly. Exactly. Um, it's about the end product,
yeah.
but I have to dig very deep.
Yeah, you do.
Very, very deep.
Yeah. And I can only speak from experience,
Mhm.
Kuba's very smart with how he sets things up.
Absolutely.
Very periodic when it comes to
Yes.
the different stages to make sure that you can achieve what you need to. But
Absolutely.
the need for you to push is just there, and you have a physique that requires that.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think if you are listening and you do get a bit frustrated that you're having to go quite low, and that's maybe making you want to quit, maybe you want to try a different sport. Just kidding.
Join my club. Come join Flow Club.
Lean into the fact that Miss Olympia still
Mhm.
has to push very hard in order to get the condition that she gets in, which, like, you must feel pretty shit sometimes.
Mhm.
You must feel when you get up and to do your posing in the morning, even to have to
Yeah.
put your bikini on, or when it comes to post workout when you're training, feeling maybe a little bit warm and fuzzy. I can imagine
Yeah.
that feeling happens quite often for you during prep.
Yes. Especially sort of post cardio. I would used to have to just like lie out after my cardio with like my feet up and be like, okay, maybe I need Coke Zero, something just to pick me up. But I remember the mornings going down into the garage, getting ready for my check-ins. I'd have to literally like just stand there and just breathe for a
Yeah.
minute.
Mhm.
But I always, the mindset is like, if you can push through this, imagine what's on the other side.
Definitely. And I think one of the things as well, when it even comes to this year,
Mhm.
like you've not always just been a bodybuilder. You're not like you do have a job as much as it is within fitness, etc.
Yeah,
Like you're on
yeah,
your feet a lot with clients in a day.
yeah,
Like sometimes very early in the morning till very late at night time, and yes, there'll be gaps, etc. But it's not like you can be at home just being a bodybuilder, lying on your sofa, doing your steps when you can, doing your cardio when you can, etc. Like you have to work.
yes, yeah. It's sometimes 7 hour days on my feet, fitting training in there, fitting my steps in, my cardio, my posing, check-ins, also posing clients. But again, I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, 100%
'Cause I
not.
feel
And
like it's made me
I'm not saying
strong.
that you'd want to, but I'm just
Mhm.
saying, I think people also get very turned off by the fact that they
Yeah.
have to work full time,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
And yeah, they might not be able to manage their diary like what you do
Mhm.
with certain elements, but
Yeah.
you'd get it. Even if you didn't, you would make it happen.
Yeah. 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 For
With
sure.
all of that, to
Mhm.
probably end it, I guess, what makes you love bodybuilding? Like why, what What brings passion to you? Is it the want to succeed to get something like an Olympia, or is it something deeper than that, but also in the same breath that you want to obviously create now momentum where you get a runway of Olympia runs and wins. What is it that makes you love it? Like, why do you keep doing it?
I think it's the process of becoming.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that. Do you want to know why? Oh, I'm sorry. I was making my podcast,
uh-huh.
and the podcast type, I couldn't decide what it was going to be because I didn't want it to just be about females. Because I have a lot of guy listeners as well, and they'll listen to the mindset stuff regardless of whether it's female focused or not. And my actual title is going to be Becoming Her. So that's going to
Great minds think alike, Max.
carry on.
But yeah, I think it is the process of becoming and success being the byproduct of that. Like, I've grown as Rhea through bodybuilding, and it's like trickled into other aspects of my life. And like, yes, bodybuilding can be very, very difficult, but it helps me solve things, regulate things that then trickles into my daily life. And like the Rhea I was last year is completely different to this year. The Rhea that I was in 2016 when I started this is completely different to the Rhea now. And it's like bodybuilding has helped shape me. And I feel like that's why I continue. And success has been the byproduct of becoming.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, like you don't need to say any more than that. That was really good. I liked that.
In my
That should be
Olympia speech.
in your Olympia speech. Absolutely. The fact that you just said that pretty much off cuff, because I didn't tell you that I was going to ask you that question. But that was good. Yeah, no, I do agree, and I think it. Competing's not going to be forever. We know that. Bodybuilding, the lifestyle and the mindset definitely can. And if you are someone who struggles a lot with, like even for yourself, really, like you have struggled with your food relationship from more so a restrictive perspective, not an overeating perspective before. I do think that it has a lot of play over for developing. People think that it creates bad habits. I think because you become more aware of it, it actually creates better habits that you're able to fuel your body properly while restricting it, because you don't want to be restricted anymore when you've done a prep. Oh dear. But no, I think that you're very inspiring. I think that people would love to know more about yourself as you continue forward. I think that you're an incredible poser. I think, in my opinion, one of the best figure posers that there's been on the Olympia stage. I think that you're a great teacher of it. I think that you've got an incredible mindset. And you know what's really nice about you? You're just so nice. Like you don't get involved in cattiness. You don't get involved in someone saying something about someone, which, I mean, if we look at the press conference from the Olympia, there was a lot of that. And it's just nice that you're nice. And just, yeah, you say what you think, you are what you think. You just keep yourself to yourself and you love it, and I love that.
Yeah.
Great. Right. Is there anything that you would like to say to finish?
Anybody out there watching?
Go on, yeah.
Follow your dreams. Don't get discouraged by any setbacks. Keep pushing forward. Remember your why. And no more fear, no more doubt.
There you go. See, I was waiting for the little sign to come up. I was taking it. So I will drop everything in the description below where you can get posing coaching with Rhea from. You can hit her up on the links that I say below for anything that you need. And we will obviously be back for another podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll be back again soon.